Welcome to the Writing Gym podcast. This is Rodney with Annalisa's Tuesday Writing Tip.
One of the great questions that I get asked on a regular basis is, can I send you my work? Will you sign this agreement that you're not going to take my work? Can I send my work to an editor and know they're not going to steal it? Can I send it to the publishing house and know they're not going to steal my idea? And I understand those concerns that are coming from authors. And I have two responses to that very legitimate fear. You've worked hard on your idea. You don't want anybody to take it. It's yours, and you feel very possessive of it. It's your baby. People talk about their manuscripts as babies for a reason. So first of all, if you're working with a legitimate publishing house, a legitimate editor, these are professionals. They've seen thousands, tens of thousands of manuscripts come across their desk. They're not going to take your idea and run with it. There are a couple of ways that you can circumvent that if you feel like it's a real concern, having them sign a non-disclosure agreement. I always find that a little bit odd when authors ask me to sign it. I'm a professional. I do this every day. I have hundreds of manuscripts sitting on my desk right now. But you certainly can ask for that. The other is a copyright. That's a long legal process. One of the recommendations that we've made for years and years is to mail yourself your manuscript and have a postscript on it so you can prove that it's yours. Those are both options for you if you feel like you really need to do it. But ultimately, your product is your product. And here's the real answer that I have to this question. When you boil it down, there are 7 stories to be told in the whole wide world. Just 7. And we've been telling them for thousands of years. So clearly there are enough variations on 7 themes that we still have stories to tell, even though humanity has been around for as long as it's been around. The other thing that I see in working with writers in the Writing Gym, we write together every single week over in the Writing Gym. And so I will give a prompt. Let's say it's write a story about an alligator. That's a silly prompt, but let's suppose that it is. And let's suppose that there are 7 writers in our writing salon. I am going to get 7 very different alligator stories out of that. And let's be more specific, right? Let's go with a real prompt, right? Let's say I say, it's a man who is in the jungle and he meets an alligator and something happens that's unusual, isn't what the reader would expect in terms of the roles of the man and the alligator. That's a pretty specific prompt, right? You would think that I'm going to get 7 stories about how the alligator, rather than the alligator wanting to eat the man wants to eat the alligator and sits down with a fork and starts supper. Well, that's not the case at all. What I end up with are such a wide range of stories. And let's even back it up. Let's suppose all 7 writers wrote the backwards story where the man was going to eat the alligator instead of the other way around. Let's talk about voice. All 7 stories are going to be in a different voice. They're going to be told with different diction. They're going to be told with a different emphasis, with a different theme, with different dialogue. They will ultimately be 7 very different stories. So let's say worst case scenario, the editor steals your idea and suddenly there's a story about the man who ate the alligator that you thought was your novel. Well, that person can never write your novel. They just can't because they're not you. Only you can write your novel. And that might sound cheesy and you might not believe me, but I promise after seeing hundreds and thousands of manuscripts cross my desk, I've seen the same story time and time again. And what makes it magical is the storyteller's ability to tell the story. So what's important here isn't worrying about, can someone steal my idea? Rather, the better question is, am I becoming the very best writer that I can be? Am I increasing my craft skills? Am I moving toward a marketable piece? Because that is what's going to increase your chances of publication, make your story stand out, make readers fall in love with it. And that's why that's what we focus on over in the writing gym versus here's how to copyright your ideas.
Thanks for tuning in to the Writing Gym podcast. Full-length episodes are released every Thursday. If you like what you've heard and are interested to see if you're the right fit for the Writing Gym, here's what to do next. Head to www.datewiththemuse.com/publish now and book an appointment to speak with our team. I'm Rodney Wright, one of the gym rats over at the Writing Gym, and until next time, happy writing.